Can't see the... Oh, it's blinking red, so it's recording. Hello, YouTube. I am gonna head to Morro Bay. Hallelujah. The new camera setup works and I have decent audio now. And much better video quality. That cheapy camera I was using claimed to be 4K, but I think they were lying. It is 12/20, February 12th, 2020. And gonna run over to Morro Bay to an antique shop and looking for like an old glass water bottle, one of the big ones. Want to start putting some change in it. Good. Someone's in the crosswalk. So I was super excited that the new setup works. That was really awesome. Made a world of difference having a good camera, good mic. I am very happy. So what should we talk about today? Now that you can actually hear me and understand me. So I've got my old GoPro in front of me facing me. That's like one of the original old school GoPros. No frills. When I first started trying to do this, I tried to do that camera and then I had my cell phone with my earbuds with the mic on it inside the helmet and tried to do audio that way and then just merge it in video editing software to add the audio. It actually, that was probably the best before I did this, before I got this worked better than all the others. May have been close to this in this helmet. It was in the old built helmet. What is today? Today's Wednesday. Do any of you out there listen to any podcasts? I say any of you out there. The whole 2 people that watch my videos. Probably my son and maybe my dad. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll have a couple more subscribers. Anyways, I love listening to podcasts while I'm at work, and particularly like motorcycle related podcast. And my favorite podcast is Motorcycles and Misfits. It is a recycle garage in Santa Cruz, or is it Santa Cruz Recycle Garage? I can't remember the name of the garage. The podcast though is Motorcycles and Misfits, and it's a pretty cool concept that they've got going up there. They've got a community garage where anyone's welcome to come in. It doesn't matter what kind of bike you ride or what kind of person you are. Well, maybe if you're a jerk, I wouldn't want you there, but they're very open to everybody. And what you do is you take your bike in there if you're having a problem, you know, and they'll help you out. And you know, I got the tools there, the expertise there. You know, you probably just have to buy your part if you needed a part, and teach you how to do something. For example, let's say you go in and I don't know, you needed some new brake pads, but you got no idea what you're doing. Well, you probably go swing by or get some brake pads on Amazon or pick them up at a shop or something, and then you go to the garage down there, and someone down there will most likely help you out and teach you how to do it. But then let's say you're in there a few weeks later after someone has already taught you how to do that, and someone else comes in the garage needing the same thing like you did, and it's brakes again. Well, and the idea is you now become the teacher and you would help that person out and teach them how to do it. So hopefully keep kind of passing the knowledge forward. So it's really, really cool. And they got some really what do you say, some mechanics there with a lot of experience. They've got Emma, and I think she's been pretty much a motorcycle mechanic her whole life. Liza seems to be pretty knowledgeable as well, and then a bunch of others in there that someone there, if you got a problem, will probably be able to help you fix it. So anyways, that's my favorite podcast. It is a crazy if you're easily offended, then maybe you don't want to listen to it, because it's definitely not politically correct. But I find it really funny. One of these days I want to ride down there and check it out. I think they're only open on Sundays, and that's the day they record their podcast, kind of at the end of the day when they finish helping everybody out and taking care of their own bikes. So one of these Sundays I do want to ride right up there. It's north of here. What else is out there? There is, okay, probably my second favorite is, I think it's called Cleveland Moto. I may have the names of these wrong, but it's the Cleveland Moto podcast, and I think they're out of they're out of Cleveland. That's why it's called Cleveland Moto. Duh. But that's a pretty good one, and I think they're also friends with Motorcycles and Misfits, because you'll hear them on there every once in a while. And then there's also Motorcycle Men. That's another one of my, that's probably my third favorite. Listen to that one every week. And then probably fourth is, I think it's called Creative Writing. Usually that does me pretty good for the week. I try to listen when I'm working on stuff at work and I don't need to be talking to people. Kind of when I'm doing mindless work. And I don't have to really think. That's usually pretty good for the week. If I finish those four, then what I do is I've listened to probably the first couple years of Motorcycles and Misfits, trying to listen to all of them. I think I'm a couple years back now. I probably I think I've listened to about half of them. What I usually do is, when I'm working on the bike out in the garage or doing something at home, I'll put one on and hook up the Bluetooth speaker and listen to it while I'm doing stuff, pass the time. So we're gonna head over to Morro Bay. We're heading out Morro Road right now. This is Morro Road /41. It's a nice road if you got a bike. Well, you don't get stuck behind somebody really slow. Not a whole lot of places to pass because it's really windy. I do have the wife behind me in case we find something we want at the antique store. She was going to stay home, but I said, well, what if I find what we're looking for? I can't bring it back on the bike. So she decided to come. But first we're going to ride out to the Rock. The BFR. It's an acronym from, I think it's Hunter Honda. I also like watching a bunch of different YouTube, I guess called vloggers that ride motorcycles. One of them is, I think it's Hunter Honda, not Honda Hunter. Hunter Honda. He's either back east or Midwest. He doesn't live here, but he was dating someone that lived out west. I think it was Cat something. Can't remember her YouTube channel. But they were out here riding, and she took him out to the Rock, and when he came up, he says, I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna call it the BFR, which I'll let you guess what that stands for. Very nice right now. It's about 70 degrees, very light breeze, super nice day. Really excited to have the new GoPro. Yeah, that old camera I purchased, or the one I was using, said it was a 4K, but after watching the video from the 7 and that one at the same settings, that camera definitely was not the same quality. Like I said, it was like $40 and it came with everything you needed. That should have been a tip-off right there. We almost bought a place up here. I really wish they would have accepted our offer. It would have been nicer to be a little bit out away from town and have a little bit of acreage. And I'm glad we own a place now, but I'm not a big fan of condos. But it's just so darn expensive here. That's all we could afford. But we're hoping that maybe here in the next 5 years we can afford something a little nicer. See how nice this road is? Especially if you got a sport bike come up flying through here. Although you definitely do want to be careful flying through here, because there is boulders all the time that fall off. See them on the side of the road right now? You'll come around a corner and there'll be a rock sitting right in the middle of the road. So I don't typically go too fast on this road. And I used to always take my son on the back. But riding through here is a place I really didn't. I don't think I ever took him on the back of the bike, just because I had too many close calls. Come around these corners and having boulders out in the middle. I figure if I eat it, that's one thing, but not taking chances with the kid on the back. And now he thinks he's too old to ride on the back. Now he wants his own bike. Except he does want a sport bike. Maybe we can change his mind by the time he's 16. I told him to get him a Grom. He seems to like it. He thought they were pretty cool. I also showed him the Ninja 250, which actually is comparable to, like, I think, horsepower and speed to the Sportster. So what do they say? It's more fun to go fast on a slow bike than slow on a fast bike. So I am looking forward to finally posting some videos. I just got to think of some stuff to talk about now that you can hear me. I also think I'm gonna get the monthly subscription to Adobe Premiere for the video editing. Just kind of doing a little research, pros and cons of Kden Live, which is the open source freeware software for video editing, and Adobe Premiere. Well, a lot of the experts out there that have used both say Kden Live is a really good program. The only problem is it's much more resource intensive than Adobe Premiere. They said it's very slow, got a lot of the same features, but unless you've got a super fast processor, tons of RAM, maybe even a solid state hard drive, it tends to run really slow and crashes a lot. Said feature wise, it can probably do most of the stuff Adobe Premiere can do, and I can definitely vouch for the slowness. I did a 9-minute and 11-second video yesterday, and with the GoPro, you know, you got to merge the two files together. So all I was doing was putting the clips in there and making it one long clip, because the GoPro makes what is like 8-9 minute clips. There might be a way to change that. I haven't even looked into it yet. I just got this. So all I was doing was merging those two clips together, and it took like 4 hours just to load those into Kden Live and to have it make one large MP4 file. So what I read, it seems like the Premiere is a lot faster, and they said it runs a lot better on slower computers. So I do think I'm going to try it. And also a big benefit, which I've already discovered and was talked about in some of these pros and con articles online, was there's a lot more tutorials on YouTube for Adobe Premiere than there is Kden Live. There are a lot of Kden Live ones, but it's pretty hard to get specific items. It seems like most of the Kden Live ones are basic tutorials or beginner tutorials, not a lot of advanced stuff. Like one of the things I was really looking for was filtering the wind noise out, which I don't think I need now. We'll find out, but well, we already found out yesterday it was a lot better. But let's say if I ever did, there was a nice tutorial on Adobe Premiere for filtering out wind noise. It had a guy that was out on a fishing boat and he couldn't barely hear him over the wind noise, and this guy played around with some filters and it sounded perfect. Couldn't tell there was any wind, and you could hear the guy great. Now, I played around with a lot of the audio filters in Kdenlive, but there's not very good descriptions or naming on the filters to figure out how to use them, and the documentation that I have found isn't that great either. Definitely getting a little windier the further or closer we're getting over the coast. See, I don't know if you saw that, there's a little dust devil back there. There's a passing lane coming up, but I don't know. Prepare to stop. I said I would blow by him, but I got wifey behind me, and I don't want to lose her, make the wifey mad.